Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Live Fry. And today we are going to be playing some Ironsworn. And I don't know where my hat is, so we're wearing the classic Mario hat that you see me in a lot of my older streams. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this Ironsworn. Now this is like D&D. I'm moving that. I'm not trying to. This is like D&D in that it is a tabletop RPG maker, but unlike D&D, there is no dungeon master involved. I can play this completely solo, and we are going to be creating our... Let's create the world first, before we create a character. So we are going to use this right here to create our world. And the first thing we need to do is the old world. So we came to the Ironlands from a previous continent, and we gotta decide what happened to the old world. I feel like we're gonna go with this one. I'm not going to use the suggestions a lot of times, but for this one I am. I kind of know what I want to do with the world already. So we are going to do, hold on, I think I want to turn that off. I had clownfish on, so who knows what I sound like. So the old world could no longer sustain us. We were too large in number. We had felled the forest. Our crops withered in the barren ground. The cities and villages overflowed with desperate, hungry people. Petty kings battled for scraps. We cast our fate to the sea and found the Ironlands, a new world, a fresh start. So that's what we're going to do for, don't want any of that description notes, the old world. Boom. So next up, Iron. Ironland sounds like something from Game of Thrones. Yes, it does. This is very Viking-esque. Is what it's based on, so kind of Games of Thronesy. It's more like medieval, but it's kind of like the same deal. So iron. So iron is something important in this game. Iron's not like our normal iron. Iron's something special. Sometimes it's worshipped. Sometimes it's rare. Iron in our world is going to be rare, that we didn't have iron in the old world, and also iron is a living thing. So iron is alive, so you can find chunks of iron and form them into stuff, but they have kind of like a mind of its own. And we'll kind of get into that. So iron. Iron was not present in the old world. This useful tool seems to have a mind of its own, often moving often moving without any outside influence. And so we kind of know iron is something special. All right, next, legacies. Yeah, we don't talk. Old world went horribly wrong. Legacies. All right, so other humans sailed here from the old world untold years ago, but all that is left of them is a savage, feral people. No, where the island, the people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the Ironlands. So I'm going to go kind of with this, but I'm going to change it up a bit. So right now, there are ruins, but only in the shattered wastes. So there are buildings that look human, and up there is just a complete wasteland. We don't go up there. something happened up there that wiped out the humans that were here previously. All right, communities. We are few in number in this accursed land. Most rarely have contact with anyone outside our... No. We live in communities called circles. These settlements ranging in size from... We have forged the Ironlands into a home. Villages within the havens are connected by well-trod roads, trade caravans. Even so much of this land is untamed. I think that we came here from the old world because we grew too much in population. We were very industrious. I think we came here, and within a few years, we just tore this place apart. What is this? Community? Communities? When we arrived in the Ironlands, we quickly spread out, populating the new found lands with humans and permanently spelled wrong. Because I didn't have a... Yeah. I just said permanently. Permanently changing the environment of the Ironlands. Alright. So leaders. Leadership is varied as people. Some communities are governed by the head of a powerful family, where they have council of elders who make decisions. That sounds pretty nice. Greece. Each of our communities has its own leader, called an overseer. Numerous clan chiefs rule over pay domains. That seems more like a small town kind of thing. So I think we're going to do this one. We are actually just going to copy and paste this, because that sounds about how I want the world to be. This is leaders. So that will be interesting when we go into a new community, trying to see how it's run, whether it's like a monarch who was born into it, or like a council who were voted in, or like a religious sect that has control, or even like a warlord. But that'll be something interesting to figure out when we find a new place. Here in the Ironlands, supplies are too precious, and the lands are too sparsely populated to support. No. We know that there's plenty of people populating things. The wardens are soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defenses in times of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community. That sounds pretty... That's war bands. I think defense sounds pretty good. On copy. Or the wardens. A lot of these I am actually going to just copy and paste because they work for what I'm getting at. Some still find comfort in the old ways. They call on mystics to divine the fortune of their newborns, or ask them to perform rituals to invoke bountiful harvest. Magic is rare and dangerous, but those few who wield the power are truly gifted. Magic courses through this land as the rivers flow through the hills. So I'm going to go with... So what is this? Mysticism? I'm just going to copy that. Of course. Yeah. It can be all capitals. It seems very important. This is a main thing. This is going to be super important. That's why it's capitalized. Not because I was lazy and didn't want to type mysticism. Magic is a thing of the firstborn. And we'll get into who the firstborn is. That comes a little bit later in this My Truce thing. Magic is a thing of the firstborns, and we Ironlanders have no use for it. So I think it's kind of interesting that we just show up and start calling ourselves the Ironlanders, even though there are people here before us, the firstborn. And religion. You Irelanders still make signs or mumble prayers out of habit or tradition. People honor old gods and new in this harsh land. Prayers simple yet powerful comfort. I don't think this one, because that has like miracles. That sounds like old gods and new, because I think that leaves it the most open. Because I don't know what we're going to do about religion just yet. Yeah. Burning things. Is my chat working on the thing? Nope, it never is. I can still read it though, even though it's not popping up in the bar. Actually, let me try and fix that. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. Where is my chat box? Hopefully that starts working in a second. It'd be like a, I don't know. See if it works. All right. So, what's after religion? Firstborn. Okay. So firstborn consists of elves and giants who were here in the Ironlands before humans were. So, the elves, I don't think either of them are happy with us being here, because we show up, we start building roads and towns and just start felling trees like madmen. So I don't think they like us. Elves put up with humans for the most part, but sometimes, no, giants are going to be the problem, but for the most part, but sometimes conflicts break out when humans, call them Ironlanders because they're supposed to be called, when Ironlanders overstep boundaries. Spelled boundaries wrong. It's spelled weird. I'm not that great at spelling. Giants are much more volatile, and conflict happens often. So it's like a constant war against the giants, and seldomly the elves will get into a conflict with us as well. Neither of them want us here, but the elves are a little bit more tolerant. So, beasts. Now beasts are animals like a unicorn or a Pegasus. Not like regular animals. Maybe not. Maybe not, because these sounds like dire wolves. I know what horrors is going to be. Because horrors are, let's just do horrors right now. Horrors is the result of the Ironlanders coming in and destroying the environment. The environment tries to protect itself by creating these monstrosities that are kind of like blends of normal animals. I mixed animals and characters is what happened. Is animals that like morph and take on insect-like or sea creature-like features, like tentacles and very Lovecraftian type things. Multiple like spidery legs. So animals of this land react to Ironlander activity by defending themselves by becoming horrors after death. So we come into the environment and destroy it, and the animals die, and then the environment, as a way of protecting itself after death, these animals transform into these creatures. We'll put gaining traits of insects, or are they cephalopods? What's a cephalopod? Is that what an octopus is? Or deep sea life. So now we gotta figure out these beasts. I feel like this could be. What's the difference between a beast and a horror? Let's look that up. Actually, I think at the bottom. Let's just go up to the top and look at some examples of beasts and see if we beasts. So basilisk, leviathan, mammoths. See, these are all animals. Things like wolves, boars. This is like a spider, leviathan, and mammoths, wyverns. So see, those are kind of like, what is this? The Witcher, kind of. See, they have like bone walkers. I wish they had some pictures of these things. They don't. I think they want you to use your imagination. Hollows, vaguely humanoid shape formed of earth, plants, and insects. Empty black eyes behind an elven mask. Swells of wet soil and dead things. Sees justice done. Interesting. So, actually what we're describing... I think what we're describing are beasts. Things like, oh wait, no, a chimera. A shambling mass of dead creatures and awful. That's not really. I think what we're describing is beasts. So beasts and horrors are different. So this is actually... These are the beasts of our world. But they sound like eldritch horrors. I'm having a hard time with this beasts and horrors. So, let's go back to our truths, which is somewhere. I think it was like 120 something. Yeah, your truths, 122. So for horror or beast, we have to pick one. We'll do monstrous beast stock. I'll do this one, and we'll leave these mutated creatures as horrors because that's how I would describe them. Because of the mutation and the insect and deep sea life form. They're based off of eldritch horrors, is what I'm basing them off of. Yeah, beasts are scary, horrors are scarier, and I have like one idea of like a horror that would be pretty cool. So that's what we're going with. This is where we are. So now we have to create our character. And I have a picture. This is going to be our character. What he's like, we're gonna find out right now. So, first off, gotta consult the oracles. Because we have a Ironsworn. We have an Ironlander. So we're going to roll an Ironlander name. So our name, Eos. Which sounds pretty good to me. So let's go. Character name. We are Eos. And then we're going to have a title after that. But first, we have to fill out our first bond. Our first bond is where we come from. Oh, wait, we need quick settlement name. We come from Swordwatch. Swordwatch is a town known for its military and its creation of iron weapons. It's a big smithing town. And of course, if it's going to be where our guy's from, who's kind of like a, if you see like a druid-like character, it's gotta be in the Deep Wilds or the Hinterlands. And I'm going to say it's like right here, right in between them. Make that bigger. Actually, let's just put a number. In red. Number 1. Ooh, 40 is really big. 20. Wait. That's a really, now it's really tiny one. Dang you, one. Grow up. Are any of these thick? That one's thick. That one won't be able to see. So yeah, we'll leave it right here in between the Deep Wilds and the Hinterlands. Kind of like right in the middle of everything. Let's actually put it a little bit deeper. We're definitely a deep forest kind of guy. We can make you 40. That works. So we're going to make a new handout. That's going to be locations. So we already have the name. Is Swordwatch. I think we need to go into the oracles. Oh wait, we're already in the oracles. And we need some descriptors. It is hidden, which makes sense because it's deep in the forest. Let's get one more. It's hidden and remote. Those kind of mean the same thing. So let's go into our bonds. And we need 3 bonds. Our first bond is going to be with Swordwatch. Make that one word. The location is, once again, Swordwatch. Descriptors. It is hidden and remote. So, deep in the forest lies a town of smiths and bounty hunters. Those desperate for retribution make the long journey to seek the special talents of the inhabitants. So, our name is going to end up being Eos, the Birdman of Swordwatch. That's what they call us, the Birdman of Swordwatch. And if you can see, we have our big ol' bird right there on our back. And now that we got our first bond, I'm going to go into assets. Now this is where we really create our character and make him different from everyone else. So you can pick different things. You can pick companions, which is like, you can have like a pet spider. You can have a path, and paths are like different skills you can have. Ooh, animal kin. When you move to pacify, calm, or control, aid, or fend off an animal or beast companion, add +1 take, +1 momentum, and a hit. That might be something we want. But anyways. Combat talent, which is like weapons that you're good at. Rituals, which is like magic spells that you can learn. But I think we're going to do something weird. We're going to have a lot of companions. Because first off, we need our Raven, definitely. Because we have the Raven on our back. But I think we need at least 2 companions. Because we're the Birdman. The Birdman of Swordwatch. You don't get that unless you have at least 2 birds. So, it kind of goes with our druid-like nature. So we have a Raven, and he can either be sly. So when we secure an advantage or face danger plus shadow, you can use your Raven to perform trickery. So I don't think we're going to do that because I don't think we're going to be good at shadow. When you face death, add +2 and take +1 momentum on a hit. I don't plan on facing death anytime soon. Well, we have options. We have a Raven, an Owl, or a Hawk. So I think we might do Raven Hawk. And what we're going to do is we're going to go with Diligent. When your Raven carries messages for you, you may secure an advantage, gather information, or compel from a distance. So we have long distance communication, and we can use that to our advantage. So that's what we're going with first. Now we have to choose between a hawk or an owl. And we can take both. I think taking both would be interesting because they kind of stack on each other. Sage, we don't have a ritual unless we want to get one, like later. Or we can get one now and not get either the other bird or the, once again, there's something facing death. I don't want to face death. So, I think I'm going to go with Nocturnal if we go with Owl. And that says, if you resupply at night by sending your owl to hunt, take +2 momentum on a hit, which is nice. And when you enter the fray, plus wits against an ambush in darkness, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. So if we get ambushed at night or ambushed in a dark cave, our owl, who can see very well in the dark, can help us out with that. So that's pretty good. The hawk has something similar. When you undertake a journey or when you resupply by hunting for small game, add +1. Undertaking a journey is something you do a lot because you got to travel around. We're going to be traveling from town to town, and we're going to undertake a lot of journeys. Fierce, when you secure an advantage plus edge using your hawk to harass and distract your foes, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. That might be good. Especially since I think we're going to be fighting with edge which is our skill for using like ranged weapons and quick finesse weapons. When you face danger, plus wits to detect an approaching threat. When you enter the fray, plus wits against an ambush, add +2. So also our hawk vigilant and our owl with nocturnal against an ambush in the darkness, they would stack on each other. The owl, though, take +2 momentum on a hit. That's a pretty big deal. I think we just take far seeing with the hawk, and then we'll just take all three. And we'll just have so many animal companions. But look, we send out our owl to resupply at night. We get +2 momentum on a hit. And we can send the hawk with him. And that would add a +1. So hunting at night for small game, that's a +1 with a +2 momentum on a hit. That sounds awesome. And we gotta have our raven. So I think this is what we're doing. We have 3 assets and we're taking 3 companions. So that's going to be interesting. So for this sucks because we're going to have to be bad at 2 things. I already know one of the things we're going to be bad at is iron, which is like physical strength, and we're like an old man. So I don't think we have much of that. I think we're a wise old man. But I think we're a very compassionate old man because we care about the environment. That means we have a 3, which is our highest stat. I'm putting our 3 in heart, which is like our charisma, communicating with people. Then I think we have to put a 2 in wits because we're a wise old man. Now we have another 2. And I said we were probably going to be bad at shadow. And edge is probably going to be our combat abilities. We're going to put a 2 in there. I think that is all that we are doing. So I think that's our assets on our summary done. Yeah, we should add a site. We'll add our bond to our sites. Site name. I don't know if we need to add this. We can just get rid of that. We have it in our bonds, so we know about it. So I think we live right outside Swordwatch. I think we have a couple friends that live in Swordwatch, and they're going to be one of our other bonds. I don't know if we're gonna have 2 bonds like that, but let's consult the oracles and we'll see what or who we know. We know a scout from Swordwatch. Actually, no. I think that we know an elf because elves are decently friendly and they care about the environment like we do. I think we met an elf and they taught us about nature and about the effects that the Ironlanders are having on the world. So I think we met an elf scout. His name is Gezra. So we're going to go ahead and add our second bond, who is, of course, Gezra the Scout. And he lives outside of Swordwatch. And I think we need our last bond to be with the location that Gezra is from, so the Elven settlement. But let's finish off with him first. We need some descriptors. We need a goal. What is his goal? Roll twice, so he has 2 goals. He wants to create an item and escape from something. What does he want to escape from? I think he wants to escape from the Ironlanders who are building their town and they keep expanding, and they are destroying the environment around him, and these horrors are starting to come to life, and they're threatening his home. So I think that his home is under threat of being destroyed, and he has to create an item. He is a man of magic. He's a scout because he's been scouting out areas for them to move to get away from the Ironlanders. So, and that's how he found me. He met me and he saw that I wasn't like other Ironlanders, and we became friends. And he wants to create a relic. It's not of any importance, of any great importance, but he just wants to create some kind of totem or relic that reminds him of his own home that he is now having to flee. So he wants to create kind of a magical item that won't really help to save his home, but be a momentum of his home. And I think that's what it is. Did I? Oh, I saved him over Swordwatch. Bleh. So he's outside of Swordwatch. And we need some descriptors for him. So we're going to put, actually we're going to put the location of the Deep Wilds. He's in the Deep Wilds. Just make 6 Infinity Stones so one day a big purple man can end this. No, we're not going to do that. We're trying to save the world. Although, getting rid of half the population, I think this is Thanos' backstory. I am Thanos. My character is going to become Thanos. I just realized that. That's awful. Oh no. Alright, so let's go to the oracles and let's give him some descriptors. He is aloof. He's double aloof. Alright, give me something besides aloof. He is aloof and obsessed. He is obsessed with nature, and that's how I got my obsession with nature. And he's obsessed with saving his people. But he's aloof. He's kind of a goofball. So he is an aloof, obsessed. He's obsessed with his home, which is why he wants to make this totem. And then escape from his home. So, So he's aloof, obsessed, elven, scout. And you save this world by getting rid of that. Yes, exactly. Well, no, Thanos fails to save his world, so this world's going to be destroyed. And then I have to leave this planet and go destroy everyone else. I met Gazura. I spelled that wrong. Gazura outside of Swordwatch, where we shared a love of nature. Gazura's home is being destroyed by Ironlander expansion and horrors popping up near his village. He is on a mission to create a magic totem to bring his people good harvest. I think that's what the totem. A magic totem to bring his people good harvest in their new home that he must find before his people are killed by the onslaught of horrors. So I think Gezra the Scout is going to be a big ally to me. Maybe he can teach me rituals later on in the story. But I think we need to figure out something. I think our last bond is going to be the location where Gezra the Scout lives. So let's consult the oracles, and we'll go for a location. And a quick settlement, Morn Crag. I don't want to go with Morn Crag. That sounds awful. It sounds like a terrible place to live. So much death. They're constantly in mourning. Thornbrook. That sounds nicer. Not that much nicer, but noticeably nicer. So we're going to change the location to Thornbrook. And Jezra's home, Thornbrook, is being destroyed by Ironlander expansion and horrors popping up near his village. Alright. So location of Thornbrook, it is in the deep wilds. And we're going to go ahead and put 2. And the location of this is going to be 1. And we gotta put this on the map. So we know it's right near here. But I think it's a little bit farther down in the deep wilds. Let's get our rolling dude. Here it is. It's in, oh yeah, because I'm on text. Put a 2 right here. We're gonna move that. They're right. You're doing a grid snap thing, aren't you? That's, I think, how do you turn off grid snap? I don't know. Snap to, no snapping. Wait. No, it's still snapping. I don't know how, I freaking hate Roll20. I never use it. Because I don't know how. I don't know where grid snapping is and how to turn it off. After you save the world, you retire to a farm until some people break in and kill you for saving the world. Yeah. That's my future. I'm gonna get an axe in my body. Although that's a different me. That's me from like a different reality or something. Although I honestly, after that snap, I'm pretty much on my way out anyways. So Deep Wilds, it's number 2. So the descriptors for this, we got to describe this one. Settlement descriptors, it is peaceful and shadowy. I don't think that's shadowy like in a, you know, dangerous kind of like spooky way. I think it's just like deep in the woods and like barely any light comes in from the trees from the canopy above. deep in the... I think this is how I start the other one. Deep in the forest. Even deeper in the forest. South east of Sword Watch. Southeast of Sword Watch lies a small elven settlement where Ironlander expansion. I hear chicken. This chicken's outside. Somehow I can hear the chickens outside from inside, which means they're like right outside my door. And they're not my chickens. They're the neighbor's chickens, and they just show up at my house to eat cat food or dog food or whatever kind of food's left outside. Just east of Swordwatch lies a small elven settlement where Ironlander expansion has caused horrors to erupt and kill many elves they are currently fleeing the area with the help of Eos and Zura. Alright, so that is our... Oh, yeah, I think there's one thing we have to do. That is our bonds. We have a bond to Swordwatch, which is a town that we would... Let's kind of like write it. No emojis. Eos would often visit to resupply, but would not stay long. His true home is the forest. I always, even my D&D character for the D&D campaign I have on the channel was like a geriatric old monk woman who was like Native American based and very like naturey, and her granddaughter was a druid. So I kind of have like a theme going, not intentional. I promise not all of my RPG characters are like this, just all the ones that I've shown on the channel. Very hippy dippy druid-like people, but never druids, because this guy can't cast any spells and my other character is a monk, so they're always druid-like without actually being druids, which is weird. But I think that's everything, although we have to name our companions. So let's get a name for... First off, let's just roll a name. Datani. So it's Datani. I think Datani will be the owl. So our owl's name is Datani. Then we'll go to the oracles and we'll have like 2 elven names. That's a really long. Kendalanu. So Kendalanu is going to be the raven. So we'll have 2 elven names, and then we'll get an Ironlander's name. A good old Ironlander's. Because we are an Ironlander. We associate more with elves, but we are Wulon. Wulon the owl. Woo, woo. That's the sound he makes. Woo, woo. Or wait. Oh no, Datani. Oh man, now Wulan's a hawk. We gotta change that. Wulan's gotta be the owl. Come on, that's just perfect. Datani's the hawk. Although I like Datani for the owl. I don't know. All these names are good for the owl. So I figure we got like a snow owl. We got our raven. We got our hawk Datani. And we are set. I think our character is done. Although we have to make some... Where are they? Are they in here? Oh yeah, vowels. Here we go. I don't know how menace works. Let's look up threaten menace. I think that might be an expansion thing that I don't have. Let's see, find on page. See, look, there's only two instances of the word menace. And they're not anything gameplay related. So there's a expansion called Delve that I do not have. So I think that might be Delve related. And we might be using some Delve stuff because it's on this character sheet. If we go to our moves, which is how we're going to be playing the game, there are Delve moves. So we might be using those. So I think we're ready except for our vows. And we have to make two vows. First off, a vow that's our main goal. This is what we're trying to do. And once we finish this vow, once we've completed this mission, the game is over. So I think our vow is to stop Ironlander expansion. So we have to go and either convince the settlements to stop expanding and destroying the environment, or we have to go and take them out, which is going to be a worst case scenario, last thing that we'll possibly do, because Eos is a man of nature, he is a man of peace, and he does not want to, because he's an Ironlander. I think that Eos was like a teenager whenever we first arrived at the Ironlands, and now it's been like 50 years, and he's seen the animals dying and turning into these monstrosities and the destruction that the Ironlanders have done, and now it's gotten to a point where he has to do something. So it's either epic or extreme. I think it's going to be epic. This feels like a pretty epic task that he has to stop all Ironlander expansion. He's got to convince the entire country to stop doing something. So that seems like a pretty epic task. And so we're going to start off. Eos is with his friend Gezra, and they are hanging out in Thornbrook, and Gezra comes back. I'm hanging out in Thornbrook, which is the civilians. Gezra comes back, and he says about a creature to the north in the woods up there, kind of like right here. You can see. Can you see that? Oh, I had a token. Can you see my mouse? Oh yeah, you can. So, my chat's working. So it's like right here, kind of like to the north of Thornbrook and to the east of Swordwatch. So there is a monster. He's heard it making awful cries, and it's close enough to these settlements that it might hurt somebody. And me not wanting somebody to die, I am going to take an iron vow. Now, when you take an iron vow, this is like a big thing. Iron is such an important facet of this world that you swear upon it. So usually you take I'm going to take a crudely made, not even crudely made. This knife has formed itself because the elves are so in touch with nature, and that iron is a living thing. An elf that had a particularly good relationship with this. This is actually my boy's knife. This is Gezra's knife, and Gezra had such a strong bond with this particular piece of iron that the iron changed and formed itself into a knife, which is something that I can do because it is a living thing. And if you befriend it, you can turn it into a weapon without smithing it. Although it's much easier to smith it, and that's usually the path that Ironlanders take, because that's considered magic, and they're not all about that. So we are going to make a move, and we are going to swear an iron vow. When you swear upon iron to complete a quest, write your vow and give the quest a rank. Then a roll plus heart. If you make this vow to a person or community with whom you share a bond, add +1. We are making this vow to the community, so we get a +1. So let's go ahead and roll. Where was it? Oh yeah, close preview. We are swearing an iron vow with heart, with a +1. And we roll. So this is how this works. You roll a d6. So let me get some dice. Show you what all this. Where are all of my good dice? 4. So you roll d6. So that's just a regular 6-sided dice. And you add your bonus. Then you roll 2 d10s. So this is a d10. It's a 10-sided dice. So I rolled my d6. It did it for me. I got a 6. +3, because if you look at my summary, you see I have +3 heart. And I care about the people of this town, so I'm making this vow to them, which is why I rolled +heart. So I rolled a 6, +3, +1 from my bond, I got a 10. Then I rolled 2 challenge dice. I got a 1, which a 10 is higher than a 1, and I rolled a 6. 6. So I beat both the 1 and the 6, so I got a strong hit. If I would have only beaten 1, I would have gotten a weak hit, and if I had beaten neither of them, it would have been a miss, and then bad things would have happened. But we don't have to worry about that because I have rolled a strong hit. So let's see what that means for us. On a strong hit, you are emboldened, and it is clear what you must do next. Ask the Oracle if unsure. Take +2 momentum. So, we go to our momentum. We move that up to 4. So we... just listen. As long as I know what's going on, it's alright. You can just listen to the story. So, we know where this monster is. But now we have to look at our vows. And our vow is to slay the horror of the deep wilds. And I think that this is dangerous. This is a dangerous task. So I think that we have to... It's not going to be a long trip, but it's going to be a trip. And we have in our assets when you undertake a journey. So we are going to undertake a journey, and we're going to get +1 from Datani because he is going to help us. He's going to scout out the area flying above the trees. We are going to go to our moves, and we are going to... Where's a quest move? I don't think it's a quest move. An adventure move? Undertake a journey. Yes. We are going to undertake a journey, which is wits. I think this is just a troublesome journey. So, actually, I think it's close enough we don't have to undertake a journey. It's just up here. So, we're not even going to undertake a journey. We're just going to go there. So, we are going to go there. And we are going to search the area and see if we can find any signs of this monster. So I'm going to roll to gather information. Track this thing. I don't think we get any bonuses to that from our birds. So we got a strong hit with an 8, 6. We keep rolling 6s, which is awesome. So we're looking around, and what do we find? I think we find like some kind of animal. We find a deer. And this deer has just been torn apart. It has this giant chunk taken out of it from this monstrosity. And we kind of see like it drug it like a ways. There's like a streak of blood where it kind of like grabbed onto this thing and like pulled it along, and it ate like a good portion of its body, and then it kind of like ran off. But from that, we can kind of find the direction it's in. And we are going to make progress because we've kind of found the creature. Actually, I'm trying to figure out, because I haven't played this much, so I don't exactly know what I'm doing and how this works, because I know that when we complete a task, we get 2 of these, I think. Let me look. So moves. This is a quest move. We are reaching a milestone. When you make significant progress in your quest by overcoming a critical obstacle, completing a perilous journey, solving a complex mystery, defeating a powerful threat, gaining vital support, or acquiring a crucial item, you may mark progress. So this is a date, so we mark 2 progress. I think tracking this thing and finding where it is counts as reaching a milestone. So we found this creature, we marked 2 progress, and now we are going to go about hunting this thing. So let us track down this thing. I think we follow where this thing is. The tracks, and we get to a cave, and it's just surrounded with bones and just awful, like, smelling body parts, and there's nothing else that would live in a cave like this besides the thing that we're hunting. So I think we are going to try something dangerous. So let's go to enter the fray. When you enter into combat, determine who's control. Facing off against your foe, roll +heart. Moving into position against an unaware foe. We're striking without warning. We're going to roll for shadow because we are going to try to sneak up on this thing, and that is not going to be easy. So we are sneaking into this cave, and we kind of see like the back end of it, and we just see like legs sprawling out, and this thing is massive. but we can't really tell what it is. It's in the cave. It's in the dark. I imagine that it's not real deep in. It's just a little cave. So there's a little bit of light shining in, but not enough for us to really make out the shape of this thing. But we are going to go in and we are going to roll to enter the fray. And I imagine that we just have like our staff. So we enter the fray with our shadow. And we roll a miss. So we try and sneak up on this thing. We have our staff held over our heads, and just as we're about to swing, this thing turns, and we see that it looks like a deer who has died and then morphed into this creature. And you can see the skin. If your guy dies in this, you just respawn or you die permanently. You die permanently. This is permadeath. So this thing turns and we see that it's a deer, and its skin has peeled back away from its face, so that kind of like up to like behind its eyes, it's just its skull sticking out, and then it has antlers protruding at the top, and its body is all rotten and it's elongated, and it's grown additional deer-like legs that come out like a centipede. So this thing is absolutely disgusting. So we missed, which means that it has advantage. Let's actually take a look. I know that it has initiative. I don't know if we suffer any damage. Enter the fray. On a weak hit, bolster your position, or no, weak hit. On a miss. On a miss, combat begins with you at disadvantage. Pay the price. Your foe has initiative. Yeah, it's Wendigo-like. Wendigos don't have the freaking centipede legs. It's got like 10 legs. 5 going out each side. It's freaking crazy. But yeah, its head is very Wendigo-esque. So like a Wendigo centipede, which sounds pretty terrible to me. On a miss, combat begins with you at a disadvantage. Pay the price. So we are going to pay the price. So I think we pay the price, and we are going to endure harm. So this thing turns around because it hears us coming. It knows we're there, and it is going to give us a good old chomp. So let's go ahead and roll endure harm. Wait, you face physical pain, suffer. So we have to suffer, I think, 2 health. So our health goes down to 3, and then we roll our health, and we see how we manage. So we rolled a miss, which sucks. So on a weak hit, you press on. So this thing just chomps right into us. I feel like we have our arms up, so it's just gonna turn around. It's gonna latch onto like our bicep and just like kind of like pull it down and like rip some of the flesh off with its teeth. It's gross, chunky deer teeth, which it kind of like rakes it off because it's not really like a sharp teeth. They have like those plant-eating teeth where they just kind of like latch on, and then it kind of just like pulls and rips. Not really puncturing, but just like blunt force and friction. So we didn't do very good. On this, you also suffer -1 momentum. So yeah, we were going down in our momentum, which is pretty bad. So now this thing has initiative, so we can't do a whole lot. We are going to clash with this thing. When your foe has initiative and you fight with them in close quarters, roll +iron when you exchange a volley at range or shoot an advancing foe. Roll edge. We are in close quarters. So close quarters is iron, which sucks because we're really bad at iron. What else? Can we turn the tide? Once per fight, when you risk it all, you may steal initiative from your foe to make a move. When you do, add +1 and take plus momentum on a hit. Let's do that. Fail, you score a hit on that move. So I can make a move, so I can strike. So I'm going to strike with +1. And we are going to strike with... How does edge work? Do I need a special thing to do melee with edge? Yeah, so I have to fight with range. So I'm an edge fighter, so I have some sort of range weapon. So I think I have a sling. So I just have a stone in my sling, and I'm going to run away from this thing. And I'm going to turn, and I'm just going to throw this big old stone with my sling. And we are going to roll edge with +1. And we got a strong hit. So on a strong hit, we are going to... This is a dangerous foe. We'll go ahead and call it a Wendigo. So we are going to do 2 harm to this thing. And it takes 4 damage. So we twirl our rock and we throw it at this thing. And I feel like we dropped our staff whenever he bit onto us. But we get our +1 momentum. And I think that we might want to gain some kind of advantage. Maybe we could gain an advantage with our wits. Let's look at gain an advantage. Where is that? Secure an advantage. With expertise, insight, or observation. So he's looking around at something that can help him. And I feel like with the way this thing is, perhaps leaving this cave and finding some high ground might help us. So I'm going to get in advantageous position so I can hit him with my sling, but he cannot get me with his bite without climbing up, which I don't think he can climb because he has like a bunch of legs, but they have hooves on them. Deer aren't the best at climbing, so I'm just going off of that, and I'm going to try to use my expertise to find a good place where I can hit him while staying safe. So I am going to roll secure an advantage with my wits out a modifier. Oh boy. So this is not only a miss, but there's a special thing if you get a strong hit or a miss and the challenge dice match. So right now the challenge dice are both 9s. So that is indeed a match. And I'm going to pay the price, and also something especially bad is going to happen. So I feel like, well, first off, pay the price. I find a tree that looks easy enough to climb. I start climbing up, and the thing that I pay the price is I grab onto a branch and it snaps, and I'm going to fall, and I'm going to take 2 more damage, and I'm going to lose advantage because I fall on the ground, flat on my back, dropping my sling, and then this thing's going to run up on me. I feel like you're probably going to die from this thing. Yeah, that would not be good. So, this thing's going to come up, and I think, should I face danger when you attempt something risky? React to an imminent threat. Envision your action and roll if you act. So I am going to face danger. I'm going to try and roll out of the way. I really need to not mess this up. Let's see. No, let's. I don't think Clash is going to react to an imminent threat. Yeah, we're gonna face danger. I'm probably playing this wrong, but that's all right. What is this? Essence invoke. I don't think I have that. So we're gonna roll with edge. We're going to try and roll out of the way of this thing as it's coming towards me. And I got a weak hit. On a weak hit, you succeed but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You are delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. Suffer -1 momentum. You are tired or hurt, endure harm. You are disquieted or afraid, endure 1 stress. You sacrifice resources. So I think that this thing comes running at me, and I successfully roll out of the way, and I have my sling, but it comes like right, and it kind of like bites right in front of my face, and it scares the crap out of me. So I'm going to endure 1 stress. I think this thing is going to... No, don't roll it. Just take it down to 3. That thing endures decent amount of stress because it's a dangerous thing. So I need to go to my endure harm or endure stress. I need to roll my... I'm gonna roll with heart. I don't think it matters because I have +3 in both. But I roll with heart because I feel good about it. I get a weak hit. On a weak hit, I press on. All right. So I got my or not my advantage. I faced the danger. I'm not sure that was helpful at all. No, it didn't help me. It just made me stressed. Dang it. All right. So I'm going to try to secure an advantage again. The advantage I'm going to try to secure: charm, loyalty, or courage, expertise, insight, or observation. So I see that I fell out of this tree. So it's like a super dead tree, and I see a tree branch in the tree that looks like it's about to fall. So the creature is right underneath this branch. So I am going to try and throw a rock with my sling and knock this branch down to land on the creature and kind of like trap it. So that's what I'm going to do. Speed, agility, or precision. I'm actually going to roll with edge because I'm trying to knock this thing down on top of it. I rolled a miss. Your assumptions betray you, pay the price. So what happens here? Pay the price. make the most obvious negative outcome happen. I'm not sure if I know what the most... envision 2 negative outcomes, right? One is likely, and ask the oracle using a yes or no table. I'm going to roll the oracle because I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see what this says. A person or community you trusted loses faith in you or acts against you. All right. So, let's see if it can get it. It is harmful. Awesome. That doesn't help me at all to try and envision what happens when I try and knock this thing down. A person or community you trusted loses faith in you or acts against you. I feel like someone from one of the places that Swordwatch. Someone from Swordwatch hears this battle and they see me fighting this creature, but they don't like me because I associate with these elves, and a lot of times they have struggles with these elves, and the elves of Thornbrook are no exception to this. So this man sees me as a traitor against Ironlanders, and I imagine that I shoot the branch, and it kind of like lands on this creature and traps it. But this man sees an opportunity to get rid of me, and he is going to draw his bow, and he's going to fire a shot which sets the creature free. And now it's going to come. And I think it's going to bite me. So I have to face danger again. And now this guy is actively working against me. So I am going to... So once I deal with this monster, now I have an Ironlander who I got to deal with as well. So I'm going to try and avoid this thing with edge. Modifier of 0. And that is a strong hit. So it comes at me. On a strong hit, you succeed. Take +1 momentum. Gladly. So this thing comes at me. And I jump backwards away from it. I jump like up onto a rock. I'm kind of like looking up at this guy who is now a problem. I'm going to add an enemy. I think this guy's just troublesome. So I think he'll be pretty easy to take out. But I'm going to say he is a Swordwatch Ironlander. So we're gonna have to deal with him now too. It's become quite a battle. All right, so now we are going to put horrors because there might be more than one. We don't know that there's only one of them, which is going to suck if there's more than one. So we just avoided its attack and jump backwards, but now we are going to clash. We've gotten actually, I don't want to try and hit yes. Let's secure an advantage. Because this guy is trying to kill us, basically. He thinks we're a traitor to the Ironlanders. And I think we kind of sense this. So I'm just going to say, brother, what are you doing? What I do for you. I am a friend of both Elf and Ironlander. And I'm going to try and convince him. Say, if this monster is not dealt with now, it could kill people from the village. We'll settle our differences later. Right now, you have to help me. And I'm going to roll with heart, and I'm going to try and secure an advantage. Try and get this guy on my side. Try and show him that even though he has this vendetta against me, that there's bigger problems right now. And you know what? No, I was going to say, do I get a modifier because I have a bond with Swordwatch? But I don't think we do. Oh my goodness, I rolled a miss. You missed your assumptions betray you, pay the price. Oh my goodness. His rage is so strong. I don't have enough momentum to burn it to make this a weak hit. Oh no. I have not convinced him. I pay the price. How do I pay the price? I think he's going to shoot me. I think I'm going to get shot. Oh no. So, if I get shot, he deals 1 damage. Because he's troublesome. But that takes me down to 0. So, let's go ahead. Only one of you is getting... That seems to be true. And it looks like it's gonna be him. Because I made a character who sucks at fighting. Oh no. I have to face... No, I have to first off endure harm. On a miss, if you are at 0 health, what is face death? When you are brought to the brink of death. How do I know? On a miss, you are dead. When do you face death? Let's find that out. Let's go to... That'd be suffer moves. Face death. Okay. Only if we miss on endure harm. So let's endure harm. Let's see what happens. We're going to roll with iron. And I need a weak hit. A weak hit. All right. All right. So weak hit. I press on. I'm at 0 health. Keanu Reeves would be helpful. Just John Wick just comes out of the trees with a gun and starts shooting at the man with the bow. But this man pulls back his bowstring and fires, and he shoots me right in the shoulder, and I'm just holding on to my wound. Brother, why? Eos is friends with the elves, and the firstborn are my enemy. My father was killed in a battle with those elves, and I will not see my own build an alliance with them. So So this man is trying to take me out. His father was killed in an elven battle. Whether it were these elves, because we know these elves are peaceful. So if his father got killed by these elves, either they were different elves and he's mistaken, or he was a bad man and he was trying to take out these peaceful elves. So unless these elves weren't always peaceful, maybe that's a new thing. How much do we know about them? So we learned some information. We're at 0 health, but we're gonna have to clash. Who are we gonna clash? We're going to clash. Where's? Oh, there it is. I just scroll up. When your foe has initiative and you fight them in close quarters. Well, we jump back on our rock, and we're going to shoot. Not really shoot. Throw our stone, and we got a weak hit. On a weak hit, you inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe has initiative. So we inflict harm. So if we go to the progress, we have a deadly weapon, so we do 2 harm, and each harm does 2 damage. So we get up to 8. So, but then I have to, something bad happens, I pay the price still, because I'm clashing. Clashing isn't as good as striking. So this thing is coming at me. This guy's coming at me. I think the thing that happens is I'm bleeding. I'm trying to jump all around, and while I'm doing all this, I think I'm going to lose some of my supplies. My clothes are damaged. My stuff is falling out of my pack. Maybe I dropped something. So I'm going to lose some supply. I'm not going to take a hit. Because it was a weak hit, and I don't think I should take damage on my weak hit. Alright. So, now what do we do? What do we do now? I think we got a clash again. Or perhaps we could try and secure an advantage. Maybe with wits? What could we do? What could we do with wits? The only way you're getting out of this is if the Wendigo thing just kills the bowman. That is something that we could do. Okay. I feel like we reach into our pack and we take out some wolf meat that we've been saving. It's delicious wolf heart that I've been wanting to snack on for a while. But I feel like this is going to help me. So I put it in my sling. I'm going to whirl it above my head. I'm going to throw it. And I'm just going to try and get the Wendigo to eat this wolf heart. And I'm going to throw it at the bowman. Because pointless, that is an excellent idea. So I'm going to secure an advantage with wits and try and pit them against each other. Ooh, so that is a miss with a complication. So if I burn my momentum, then it's a strong hit. So my momentum goes back down to 2. So how momentum works is, since it's a +5, I can cancel out any dice that are 4. And these dice are both 4. So if I burn my momentum, my miss with a complication goes down to a strong hit, because these will both turn into zeros. So I am going to burn my momentum, go back down to 2, and now it is actually a strong hit, so I gain advantage. I take control, make another move now, and add +1, or prepare to act and take 2 momentum. Well, I just burned my momentum, so I'm going to take control. So I am going to clash once again. So the thing keeps coming at me, but it's momentarily distracted, and it kind of like looks at the heart and looks at the bowman, and it kind of realizes that he's there because all of the Wendigo's focus was just on me. So he kind of like looks at the heart, looks down at the bowman, and he's distracted. And I'm going to clash with him while I have this brief moment. And I'm going to attack with edge. I get +1 from the advantage that I secured. And please, oh my goodness, it's a miss. On a miss, you are outmatched and must pay the price. Your foe has initiative. So I missed again. How many misses did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 misses thus far. 5. What's this? Failures in progress, your channel. Oh, learn from my failures. Oh yeah, I did that. So there's a thing on my summary. I can have failures. So there's a move. Learn from or mark your failure. When you make a move and score a miss, mark a tick on your failure track. If you score a miss when making a progress move, mark 2 ticks. So how many misses do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 misses. So I have 6 misses. I can mark 6 ticks on this thing. So 4, 5, 6. Awesome. So that sucks. So I try to clash with this thing. It's coming at me. But what happens? Does it bite me? I'm going to say it doesn't because that means I die. I'm going to say it just comes at me. So I throw this thing and it kind of like hits it, but it doesn't really do anything. I reached for a stone. I grabbed like the smallest one without thinking, and I threw it at him. So it kind of just like hits him and takes his attention off of the heart and the bowman and takes it and focuses its advantage on the guy throwing rocks at it, and it just like comes running at me, and just screaming this horrible screech, and it scares the crap out of me, and now I gotta freaking clash with it again. Alright. Edge. Come on. Strong hit. Oh my goodness. Bolster your position, take 1 momentum. You find an opening, inflict 1 harm. Oh yeah, and I have initiative. So, I get 1 momentum back. Awesome. I inflict 1 harm. So wait, that takes this thing up to maxed out. I maxed out the damage on this thing. I might be able to kill this thing. So I'm going to try and end the fight. When you make a move to take decisive action, you score a strong hit. You may resolve the outcome of this fight. If you do, roll the challenge dice and compare to your progress. Momentum is ignored on this roll. We're going to try and end the fight. Our progress is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 to ending the fight. So this is gonna be big. This is gonna be big. We need this to hit. Progress 10. Do it. Strong hit. On a strong hit, the foe is no longer in the fight. They are killed. Out of action, flee or surrender as appropriate to the situation and your intent. So this guy is running at me. He's screaming. I'm terrified. But I reach down and grab a large stone. I swing it above my head. I throw it at this thing, and I feel like the stone goes and hits him like right in his eye socket with the empty eye holes, and it just cracks. And when it does, he kind of like loses his footing, and he falls, and he hits his head on a rock, just snapping his neck, and the creature is dead. So, this is concluded. We can mark a milestone on our bonds. Oh yeah, just go to summary. On our vow to slay the horrors of the deep wild. We can mark 2 on there. So it seems like we have a lot of stuff to do, which is a problem. So we haven't completed the. There might be more out there. I don't know. We gotta figure that out. But right now, what we gotta do is we gotta deal with this guy because we have more things to deal with. So that is concluded. What's conclude mean? Oh, it's just saying it's a strong hit. Don't do that anymore. Modify. Get rid of the Wendigo. He's dead. So we still have this Sword Watch Ironlander. And I don't think he's going to go away by himself. But I have the initiative. So I think I'm going to strike him. So I'm going to roll with my edge. I'm going to throw one of these stones at him. And I get a weak hit. On a weak hit, you inflict your harm and lose initiative. So I hit him with a deadly weapon. So he takes a lot of damage because he's not dangerous. He's only troublesome. He's not like a horrible monster or a great warrior. He's just an Ironlander who has some battle experience, but I don't think he's like a major threat. So I take a stone in my sling, I throw it up at him. As he's notching another arrow, he's gonna try and take me out. I think I graze him on the elbow as he's drawing back, and it kind of like knocks his arm back a bit, but he's still ready to take a shot, and I'm trying to pick up another rock, and I look up, and as I do, he's going to fire this bow at me, so I'm going to make a move to face danger. I feel like I'm going to have to jump out of the way with my edge. And that is a miss. So I missed on a face danger where I was getting shot at. So there's only one thing that could possibly be. That is me taking damage. Which means my health is still 0, and I have to go into here and suffer or endure harm. I'm going to roll with iron. I need this strong hit. On a strong hit, you shake it off. If your health is greater than 0, suffer -1 momentum in exchange for 1 health. Or I'm going to embrace the pain. I gain 1 momentum as the other arrow, as I'm bending down, it kind of like hits me like in the side, kind of like in the lower ribs, and I just like wince in pain. But it doesn't. I don't feel the arrow. I feel like rage. This man is from a village where I spend a lot of my time, and I'm friends with many of the people there. But now this Ironlander wants to kill me. He's trying so desperately to kill me, even if that means endangering his own people by not allowing me to take out these monsters. So I am filled with rage at this foolish Ironlander whose name I do not know. So I, at this time, am going to clash with him, as I'm going to take another stone to throw. I'm going to roll with edge, and I get a weak hit. On a weak hit, I inflict my harm, but then I pay the price. So I'm picking up my rock, and he's notching another arrow, and I throw my rock, and he fires his arrow, and they just pass each other in the air. His arrow finding its way into my stomach, and my rock just hitting him directly in the face. And I am completely filled in there, but I cannot conclude the fight until I get a strong hit. You can't end the fight on a weak hit. So I have to once again endure some harm, which sucks. I gotta roll with iron because I don't have any health. And I got a miss. Is that a miss? That's a miss. Oh no, on a miss, suffer -1 momentum. Wait, can I burn it? No, I can't burn it. Dang it. It's only a +4. On a miss, you all suffer. And if you're 0, you must mark wounded or maimed. If currently unmarked, roll on the oracle. Wait. Currently unmarked. Roll on the oracle. Okay. Oh no! You are unconscious and out of action. If currently unmarked. Wait. You must mark. Oh, okay. So I have to be wounded or maimed. Which one do I have to be? Do I get to pick? I don't think I won't be maimed. What's this? I am maimed. Or no, I am wounded, not maimed. Oh no, I've been wounded and I've fallen unconscious. So, what this says, you are unconscious and out of action. If left alone, you come back to your senses in an hour or two. If you are vulnerable to a foe, not inclined to show mercy, face death. This foe, this Ironlander, who seeks revenge for his father's death, and is using me as a way to get revenge on the elves that killed his father, is not inclined to show mercy. So, how do I face death? When you are brought to the brink of death and glimpse the world beyond, roll plus hard. Oh no. Oh no. I'm facing death. Plus heart. This is good. Plus heart. Owl companion? Yes, but I don't have that bonus. Dang. I don't have an owl companion. Or I don't have that ability. I said I wasn't planning on facing death, and now what am I doing? Facing death. Freaking fantastic. Alright, face death with heart. Modifier, no. Owl companion, no. Weak hit. Alright. You die, but not before making a noble sacrifice. Envision your final moments. Uh, or, which is what I'm probably going to go with because that would be a crappy campaign if I died already. Death desires something of you in exchange for your life. Envision what it wants. Ask the Oracle if unsure and swear an iron vow, formidable or extreme, to complete the quest. If you fail to score a hit when you swear an iron vow or refuse the quest, you are dead. Otherwise, you return to the mortal world and are now cursed. You may only clear the cursed ability by completing the quest. Oh, no, I'm getting cursed. Alright, so I feel like we're the arrow comes and hits us in the heart and we fall. Or no, the arrow hit us in the stomach and we fall unconscious because of our blood loss. And then he just comes over and plunges a dagger into our hearts. At that moment, we're fading away, and suddenly I see like a spirit. It seems to be made of the wind. Like I just see the outline of like air and like leaves blowing in the wind, but I can clearly see like a vague outline of a human in the wind, and it tells me that it is the spirit of the Ironlands, and that it knows that I care about the world and that I seek to save the Ironlands from the human Ironlanders that bring death and destruction. So it's going to ask me, I think it's going to ask me to kill somebody. It doesn't want my life. It wants someone else's life. It wants me to go on living. But there is like a noble or some ruler of a town that's particularly dangerous to the environment, and it wants him. It doesn't want him to stop destroying the environment. It just wants him dead. The damage that he's done is unforgivable. So I think we have to look at the Oracle and we gotta figure out who this guy is. He's an Ironlander. Kalina. Kalina sounds like a woman. Let's see if Kalina is a pilgrim. That doesn't help us very much. Let's see their descriptors. Weak and disabled? Kalina is weak and disabled, and I've been charged to kill her. Yeah, but I gotta go kill someone else to take my place, which is interesting. Alright. So, let's make a note of this. Yeah, this is I edit this. Edit. Oh wait, is this it under here? Oh yeah. Hold on, let's close out of that. This is the legend. And it's just telling me that number 1 is Sword Watch, and number 2 is Thornbrook. So that's what that is. So we have to add a handout. We're going to put actually I wonder if there's anywhere in our character sheet to put this. Let's look. Let's look if there's a spot for characters on our character sheet. Sites, progress, spawns. Nope. So we're just gonna put her here. So she's weak and disabled. I feel like she's some crotchety old. Yeah, you're gonna kill the weak and disabled so you could live. Yep, that's what's happening right now. So she's like an old, like, Duchess. Kalina the Duchess. And she is a frail old woman who rules over. So I feel like she's not just like expanding like everyone else is, but she's like actually evil. Where does she rule over? We gotta find that out as well. It's gotta be a big place. So let's get into this, get into the Oracle. She rules over a settlement. Or no. A quick settlement name. Woodstead? That sounds too naturey. Wolfmore. That sounds like a place an evil woman would be from. Her name is going to be the Wolf. Because she surrounds herself with her pack. Like a group of strong warriors that she uses to rule over everybody else. Why is that like that? I'll just type it. She has a group of warriors that enforce her will on her subjects. She is corrupt and has done great harm to the environment, firstborn, and Ironlander alike. Alright. So we know a little bit about Wolfmore and Duchess Kalina the Wolf. But where is this located? It's located by a lake. I imagine it's pretty far away. Maybe it's, look at the flooded lands. That would have a lot of lakes. I think it's right in between the havens and the flooded lands. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put like a 3. When I zoom in, does that get smaller? No, it's just huge. Why did you get so big? Ah. I just didn't have it zoomed in before. Alright, so let's look at our legend. We'll put that 3 is Wolfmore. Awesome. So, we have Swordwatch, Thornbrook, and Wolfmoor, which is a far off ways away. So, the thing is, we have to swear an iron vow still. We have to actually make the move to swear an iron vow. Let's look at face death real fast. Where is... That's failure moves. It is in suffer harm. Face death. If you fail to score a hit, you die. So this is it. I have to swear this iron vow, and if I miss, I'm dead. So I make a promise to the spirit of the Ironlands. I'm going to roll, and I got... Oh no! I got a miss. I'm dead. Oh no! I'm just straight up dead. I'm dead. Well, that's it. Oh my goodness, what do I do now? What do I do now? Oh man, that's it. I died. I'm dead. It's over. That's interesting. I didn't even get to go on that quest. I did make a crappy fighter because I wanted the focus to be on like the, you know, aw man. My old man is dead. I failed my first mission. Dang it. Ugh. Alright. Cool. Let's close that out. Gonna go ahead and go ahead and what? What do we do? What do I do now? Alright. Pointless. I am going to leave this up to you. We can either, first off, reassess this character and try and make him a better fighter so he doesn't freaking die, and restart the campaign completely over. Or we can start a whole new campaign with a whole new character. What do you think? Should we improve Eos? Maybe get rid of his hawk and his raven? Or his hawk and his owl. We gotta keep the raven. When you face death, add +2. That sure would have been useful. Dang it. Alright. So that is up to you. Do we make a new character or do we start over as Eos? Either way, this is not going to be a thing anymore. Because if we're starting over, that never happened. While I wait for your response on that, I'm going to start editing this character. We're going to go. They only won because they're beaten and all. Yeah! I had to fight that monster and then also deal with that guy that just showed up. I shouldn't have made him show up. That was a sucky idea. I was like, let's just randomize and see what happens. And it's like, someone acts against you or loses faith in you. I'm like, all right. I guess a dude shows up from... And that was a cool plot line. Because, you know... His father was killed by elves and he considered me a traitor. That was kind of neat. Alright, we need a combat talent. What's a brawler? Secure an advantage plus iron. We don't want anything plus iron. Long arm is what I made my last character. In your hands, a humble staff is a deadly weapon. And you can see he has a staff. That's a staff right there. You instead use it as a simple weapon. Ooh. Hmm. Let's see. What's this? Wielding an axe. Wielding a sword. Wielding a mighty hammer. Maybe I'm just an archer. Just improve this guy. If you die again, you're gonna make Pee-wee. My character's gonna be named Pee-wee? Aw, man, I don't want to be Pee-wee. Hmm. I don't know. I think he's an archer. Hmm. A spear might be nice. Hmm. When you face danger, I don't want to face danger. Face danger seems to hurt me a lot. Oh man, I don't want to be Pee-wee. I better do good. Hmm. Okay. So this will be good securing an advantage. We're gonna do Archer, and we could take Archer and Fletcher, and just be a really good Archer. We secure an advantage by crafting arrows of fine quality, add +1, then take +1 so fire +1 momentum on a hit. Hmm. We could even do like Berserker. You're clad in only animal pelts, and it appeared, yeah, I think I am clad in animal pelts. There's like some fur up there that looks like some kind of like hide. When you when you secure an advantage or compel by embodying your wild nature. I don't know what that means. Let's look at some paths. Animal kin. Those aren't really animals though that I'm fighting. Be a dancer. Ron, no, not Ron. Anything but Ron. Hmm. Spirit bound. No. What's wild blood? Hmm. It's not bad. Awakening. This is like, oh wow. Hmm. I can make a creature. And that's plus hard. What happens on weekend? Ooh, keep it from turning on you. Okay, that's cool. I like that. So I make. Just Google that. It's like a tree creature, isn't it? It's in D&D. None of that's helpful. Dang it. Let's just look up the 5e version. Dang it, there's no pictures of it. I imagine it's like one of these. One of these bad boys. Like an awake, because that's what the awaken spell does. It makes tree creatures. One of these. But like smaller. Like a vine blade. So I can create these things. Alright, so go to our bonds. Our I'm leaving him at +3 hard. His edge is +2. He shouldn't suck that much. What do we have now? We can secure an advantage by taking a moment to aim. Alright. You can roll plus wits or plus edge. Although this one we need a strong hit, this one we just need a hit. Alright. Let's try this again. Where's our bonds? Or no, our... Oh, it's just in here. Our vows. So, we're back to nothing on this one. We clear that. We need both of those. Clear the failures. And we have to remake our iron vow. So that's the first thing we do. Wait, we gotta have a different... We have to have a different thing going on rather than the monster. Because we can't fight that same monster again. That'd be really boring. We just started that over. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the oracles. And we are going to go to settlement trouble. Old wounds reopened. So the Ironlander. This is like another universe. This is the same situation, different universe. This is just an alternate universe, which the monsters didn't show up. But what did happen is the Ironlander who killed us, who took our last breath, he had a brother. And the brother went out and he was adventuring, doing something or other, maybe hunting, and he ran into a group of elves. And the elves, they got into some kind of fight, something, and the elves ended up taking his life. So now this Ironlander, who is seeking revenge for his brother's deaths, and his father was also killed by elves, so he's just fuming about these elves. He is going to show up with a band of people, and he's going to make camp outside of Thornbrook, and they are planning an attack. And my friend, who is a scout, came across this camp, and he's kind of like looking around, and he overheard their plans. So now he's come back and he's telling me about these Ironlanders who are planning an attack, and that's what's going on. So I am going to make a bond, or make a vow, an iron vow to him. It's gonna be a troublesome one. That I will defend. This is interesting because I have to defend Thornbrook from Swordwatch. So it's the two settlements that I have a bond with, and one of them is going to attack the other one. It's not exactly Swordwatch, from the Swordwatch citizens. They are citizens of Swordwatch, but it's not like the leadership of Swordwatch behind it. It's just a Swordwatch citizen who is angry at the elves and a bunch of his friends, but they're all Swordwatch citizens. So as we discussed, he is battle hardened, as most people of Swordwatch are, but he's not like a big threat. He's not super dangerous, so this is just troublesome. Because my guy knows what's up. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make this creature. I'm going to roll plus heart. And on a strong hit, I'm going to awaken some shrub. It's going to grow arms and legs, and it's going to come to help me in this battle. So on a weak hit as above, but you roll 1 on your action die. Alright, so I just have to roll hard. Just how it is. Rolling hard. No modifier. Oh my goodness, it's a miss with a complication? Are you serious? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? First off, go ahead and mark a tick on my failures already. Alright. So first off, I failed completely, which means I do not create the simulacrum. I'm just going to call it a vine blight because that's what it is. So I don't create a vine blight. But what I do instead in trying to complete this ritual is I awaken some kind of evil. Let's go ahead and roll something. We'll roll something. A major plot twist. A mystic backlash. We're gonna roll a mystic. Your ritual has the opposite effect. What does that mean? I create the opposite of a vine blight? That doesn't help me at all. Mystic Backlash again. You are racked with sudden sickness? Oh, that sucks. First off, set my health back up to 5. What does the sudden sickness do to me? Why is this? Oh, wait, I can't gain health because I'm wounded. So unwound myself because we're starting completely over. So I am racked with sickness. Well, I think that's definitely gonna complicate things a bit. But how does that affect me? Does it take away my health? What exactly does it do? I think it takes away health. So I'm trying to put life into this tree that I find. And as I try and put life into it, it like sucks life out of me, but it still doesn't come back to life. So I just feel awful. I feel weak. I'm already old, so I feel even weaker than usual. My iron's freaking 1. It's just no good. No good at all. So I'm glad this came in handy. So I guess now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go fight this thing. Go fight these people. So we're going to go to the camp and let's gather information. We're going to gather information through our friend. When you conduct a search, ask questions, conduct an investigation, or follow a track, roll plus wits. If you're within a community or ask questions of a person with whom you share a bond, add +1. So I'm going to get all the information that I can from my good friend Gazera. What gender is Gazera? Because I didn't actually say, but it could go either way. Actually. Roll and gather information with wits. +1. We got a weak hit. On a weak hit, the information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Envision what you discover. Ask the Oracle if you're unsure and take +1 momentum. So it's even worse than I thought. Why is it even worse than I thought? Well, let's find out. A major plot twist? Is it a major plot twist? I don't know. Alright, major plot twist. Here we go. 2 seemingly unrelated situations are shown to be connected. What does that mean? Well, we're gonna ask again because that doesn't mean the truth of a relationship is revealed. Okay. So we talk to him and he tells us that the reason that they are coming to attack that town in particular is because of me. Because as we've already determined, that dude hates me. We don't know his name yet. So this person whom I don't even know is out to kill me and now wants to kill me and all of my friends. So that just sounds awful. Alright. So what do we do? I think that we are going to... Well, this is the Oracle. We gotta moves. Man, what do we do? What do we do? I'm going to travel there. And I think I want to try and compel them. when you attempt to persuade someone to do something, envision your approach and role. I want to pacify them. Because I know they're after me. And I know that I've angered them, that these elves have killed his brother, and now he seeks revenge against me for befriending the elves and being a traitor to my race, and against these elves because they just have a problem with elves. So I'm going to try and convince them because I know these elves, they're peaceful. Right. So I'm just going to come to them in the night. Actually, I can compel them from a distance because I have my raven. So I'm going to send, because my raven has the ability, when your raven carries messages where you may secure an advantage, gather information, or compel from a distance. So I'm just going to write them a note saying, yes, it's a race war. Race war. So I write a note and put it in a little, there's like a little container, just like a little cork container. Actually, I think it's a vial. I take it, I put it in a vial, put a cork on it, and it's attached to my raven's foot so they can see that there's a note inside. So I send my raven, the note just says, brothers, I am an Ironsworn like you, but I know that the elves are not out to hurt us. I am sorry about your brother, and the situation that happened is terrible. But the elves in which you seek retribution against are not the elves that killed your brother. They are not an enemy to the Ironlanders. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say get good, lol, but that will just make them angrier. So I'm trying to pacify them. I'm not trying to intimidate them because that would be iron. I'm trying to pacify them. So I'm going to compel from a distance. I'm going to roll with heart. And add +1 if you share a bond. I do share a bond because they are members of Swordwatch. And some of them, maybe not the one who's in charge, because the one who's in charge hates me, but the ones with him might not dislike me in such a way. A weak hit. On a weak hit as above, but they ask something of you in return. Envision what they want. Ask the Oracle if unsure. We know what they want. We know what they want. So, they tell me that they know that these aren't the elves that killed his brother. And if I am a friend of the Ironlanders, then I can prove it. But I have to help them take out the elves, track down and take out the elves that did kill his brother. Now that's rough for me because these elves that killed his brother, I don't know the situation in which his brother was killed. So I don't necessarily want to kill them, but I'd rather not kill these Ironlanders either. So I tell them, I will help you track down these elves that have done this terrible thing to your brother, but we must hear their side of the story. And we must attempt peace before we go straight to violence. And I think they're going to take that. So, let's go to our summary. And we are going to make progress. That's not the right one. So, we have 3 progress towards defending Thornbrook from the Swordwatch citizens, and we have not. We are possibly going to be able to avoid violence if possible. Possibly, if possible. We don't know what the situation is yet. We don't know if these elves are violent, if they're peaceful like the elves that I know, or if there's just some kind of misunderstanding, or what happened. We have no idea what happened with his brother. At this point, I think we need to ask the Oracle. We need to find out who this guy is. So, it's a character. Let's get his name. He's an Ironlander. Kyvan. So, Kyvan is an Ironlander. He is a hunter. And he is jealous and obsessed. He is... What is he jealous of? Because we know what his obsession is. His obsession is his racism against elves and basically all firstborn. So... I think he... Is he jealous of me? Because we determined before that he's an archer. But he's not a dangerous archer because he's not a dangerous foe. If we look on our summary, we see that he's just troublesome. He's not as skilled as an archer as we are. Is he jealous of us? Is part of his hatred of us coming from a jealousy because of our skill with a bow? I think it might be. Yeah, I think he's an archer and a hunter, but he's jealous of our maybe connection to nature and our archery skill because he's a hunter and he is also has somewhat of a connection to nature, but not the way we do. He sees nature as more of a source of food, and he does like being out in nature, but he doesn't have the love for nature as we do. So our connection with nature and our archery skills are both stronger than him. So he is not a happy camper. All right. So we know what we must do. We must travel to this location, but we don't know where it is. So I think we're going to gather information. And I think we're going to search. We're going to search the area where his brother was killed, where they found his body. We're going to see if we can find any tracks, any footprints that would lead to where they went. Act within a community. Ask questions. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So we're just going to roll for wits. And we got a weak hit. The information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Oh my goodness, it's a new... Complicates again. I think the complication is that these guys are pretty far away. So where are they from? They are from Greyfield. Greyfield would be a field, so it's off in the Havens. So let's just move this 3, and that's where it is. So the 3, let's go to our legend. And 3 is not... Actually, let's leave Wolfmore there. Because that was interesting. She was interesting. Let's leave that. Maybe we'll go back there. Let's make a 4. So these are like some field elves. And they're decently far away. We're going to put them way over here. So look, it's a pretty good trek to where we're going. So I think we're going to have to get rid of him, clear that, and we'll make it a dangerous trip. We are going to travel to what was it? Greyfield? I can't see, this is in the way. Greyfield. So, this would have been a really good mission for my old character. So we're traveling to Greyfield, which is more of a trouble than it's worth since the quest that we're doing isn't even a difficult one. But anyways. So at this point, I think we go ahead and we're going to undertake a journey. Alright, so we're going to roll with wits. We don't get a modifier. And we score a miss. Awesome. Let's go ahead and add to our failures. And what does a miss mean for us? You reach a waypoint and mark your progress but suffer... Oh, wait, no. You are waylaid by a perilous event. Pay the price. So what are we going to do? Pay the price. Oh, man. Something of value is lost or destroyed. What is of value that could be lost or destroyed? I imagine we go on our journey and we're around here, and would it be something that my character has or something that someone else has? I don't think it's that serious of a thing. We're on our journey. It wasn't like a match or anything, although those are both very high rolls. So I think that while we're traveling, we reach like some kind of like crack or crevice in the ground, like a deep pit that we have to jump over, and something is lost. The question is it my bow? So we're going to ask the oracles. Is it my bow? I think it's 50-50 chance. Let's roll that. No, it is not my bow. Is it something of mine? If it's not my bow, I can't think of anything else super valuable. So I'm going to say it's unlikely that it's me. It is not me. So is it Caven? Did Caven lose something? And that's pretty likely, because it's not us. So he lost something important. I think it's something that he's taken off of his brother. He took his brother's pendant, a pendant that has been passed down through his family, and it was his eldest brother. It's always given to the eldest brother. It was given to his brother, and he's the next eldest brother, and it's been in his family for generations, but he jumps over this hole, and as he does, the necklace kind of like flies up, and it comes down, and there's like a tree over top, and it gets stuck on a branch, and it pulls the pendant off his neck, and it falls into the hole. So, how much do we care about this necklace? Because I could climb down there and possibly get it. Let's do that. Let's make a move. We're going to face danger. And maybe we could become friends. Because right now he's not too trusting of us. He's working with us now to accomplish a greater goal, but we're not friends. We have to climb down this hill. We have to face danger. And I think we can climb down with agility, so we can roll with edge. So it's a weak hit. On a weak hit, you succeed, but face troublesome cost. Choose one. You are delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. I think that's likely. You are tired or hurt. Take one harm. I think we'll do 50-50. We'll ask the Oracle. And we'll just ask, are we hurt? Are we tired? Because we know we're already sick. So let's roll that and see if that's it. Are we hurt? Yes, we're hurt. So we take some health damage. Okay. So we take some, we tire ourselves out, and we were already sick, so we take 1 health damage. And we maybe like scuff up our leg. But we successfully got the pendant. So that kind of built us some trust with that man. So now maybe we're not so bad. We cared enough to go and get his necklace. I have to put this up. 2, 3. We have 3 bonds. So let's continue our journey. We still haven't made progress on our journey because we got kind of distracted. So we're going to undertake a journey again. A weak hit. Alright, on a weak hit, you reach a waypoint but suffer -1 supplies. So I was trying to treat my wounds, and I was consuming food. We were all eating, so we lose a little bit of supplies. All right, let us make a camp. Let's roll plus supplies. On a strong hit, you and your allies may choose 2. All right, so we are going to roll. We're going to try and make camp because we're hurting. We're tired. Let's see what happens. Actually, we made progress in our journey. So we reached some kind of place. On weak hit. Wait, when you travel across hazardous or unfamiliar lands at the rank of your journey, then for each segment of your journey, roll wits. If you're setting off from a community in which you share a bond, +1 to your initial roll. We didn't do that, but I don't think it would help us anyways because we only had a 4 and it was like a 9 and 10. So where do we end up? I think there's an oracle for that. So we end up at some kind of location. So where are we when we decide to make camp? We find an outpost. So there's like a outpost of soldiers, and they're set up probably because of some horrors or giants that have been causing problems. So we find an outpost and we figure this is a nice, safe place to set camp. So that sounds pretty good. So yeah, this is a good place to make camp. So we'll roll that. On a weak hit, choose 1. Take plus health for you and any companions. -1 supply, take 1 spirit, take 1 momentum. Let's take 1 health. And then at daytime, we're going to resupply. We're going to try and get some food. We're going to find some food. We're going to hunt. And this is where our owl would come in handy, but we can't do that. Ooh, we can do it with edge with cage line. Cave line, not cage line. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it. Hopefully you don't miss. Strong hit. Our supplies are full. Awesome. Awesome possum. Let's undertake a journey. Do I mark progress for our last? No. It's dangerous, so we make 2 progress. And once we can conclude this, we will reach our destination. So, moves. Undertake a journey. Here we go. There's a complication. On a miss, you are waylaid by perilous events. Pay the price with a complication. So let's pay the price again. Go to our summary and mark yet another failure. Is that progress move? Yeah, because it's progress. Or no. That's not what progress move is. Alright, so we have to pay the price. Let's see. The current situation worsens. So we're traveling, we're making this journey. We made different headway. I imagine we're kind of here by the hinterlands. And we're traveling along, and we get to a pretty hard place to travel. There's like roots everywhere, and the land is kind of like jagged. And one of the people that we're traveling with breaks their leg. So I think what we have to do is we have to try and heal them. So let's try and heal this guy. We rolled a miss on a heal. So first off, mark failures because we're getting a lot of them. And we have to pay the price again. So something happens bad again. It forces you to act against your best intentions. So, in my attempts to heal this guy, I'm I'm looking around the forest for something to heal him. And I find... Let me go ahead and open something up. This is a website that I recommend everyone who plays tabletop games should use. Chaotic Shiny just makes up random stuff, and it's great. So I think we found a plant, and this probably has something for like plants. Look at all this stuff you can randomize. Is there a place to randomize a plant for a flower? I imagine it would be in color. Ballads, disease, fancy drinks, fashions, magic tricks, martial arts, meals. I don't think it does. That's kind of interesting. Magical component. Let's do that. It's natural. Well, that's not what we want. Because I kind of wanted like the name of a plant. I don't think we can do that. That sucks. Chaotic Shiny. Huh. Chaotic Shiny usually has good stuff for that. There's gemstones. Let's see what this is. So the plant, we'll just replace gem with plant. The plant is deep lavender. It can also be found in shades of plum coral, and is commonly cut in. So this is a flower. We found a purple flower. It's associated with purity, silence, and lust. So it's a big flower. We found a big flower, and it's associated with purity. We know we shouldn't pick this flower, but we do it anyways to try and help this guy with a broken leg. And it doesn't fix his broken leg, it just gives him a boner. It's called the pure boner flower. So we give this guy a boner flower because we think it will heal him, but it's a miss, so it doesn't heal him. It's just now he's I love that it said it's associated with lust. So now we just have a guy with a broken leg and a boner. and I had to pick the flower that I knew I shouldn't pick. And fill up my water. I brought a thing with water in it. I knew I'd get thirsty because I'm gonna be talking for like a really long time. So we gave this dude a boner flower. It didn't heal his leg. Now he's just injured and hard. So that sucks. And we picked a sacred boner flower. So here's what happened. A man broke his leg. That's part of our group. And I tried to heal him. And I rolled a miss with a complication. Or no, with a pay the price. And it forces you to act up against your best intentions. So I had to pick a rare flower. And I randomized it on Chaotic Shiny, which is awesome, to see what would happen. Or what the flower was like. And it's associated with purity, silence, and lust. So it's a boner flower. It didn't heal his leg, but it gave him a boner. I picked it anyways. It didn't even help. So now he just has a broken leg and a boner. So I was unable to heal him. So now it's going to suck because we have to make the journey with this guy with a broken leg. But we're going to try and undertake a journey again. Come on, man. Ooh, an opportunity. Okay. So not only we make progress, but there's also an opportunity involved. So that is a freaking hit with something extra good that happened. So what happened? I think we're walking, and where are we at? What's the location? Roll it. We're in a ravine. So we're traveling through this ravine when we find a camp, and there is, first off, I'm going to do a move. I'm going to sojourn. So, when you spend time in community seeking assistance, roll plus heart. If you share a bond, add +1. So we find this camp in this ravine, and there's a doctor there. I'm going to sojourn and with plus heart, and I get a strong hit. On a strong hit, you and your allies may choose 2 within the categories below. So, I'm going to take 2 health. 1 for me, and 1 for the guy with a broken leg. And then, I'm going to plan. We're going to plan our attack. I'm going to take 2 momentum, so we're up to +6. So that was awesome. We fixed the man's broken leg. I healed up my sickness from this doctor we found camping in this ravine. And we got our momentum up to +6. We're looking pretty good. So I think that we are going to continue our journey. And we're going to see what happens. That is a strong hit. On a strong hit, you reach a waypoint. Let's see what the waypoint. Let's see what waypoint we get to. What location are we at? We found a caravan. So there's a traveling caravan, and by now, we're probably over in this area. So we find a traveling caravan, and I think we'll set up a camp and hang out with them. Will camp help us? We can take one. Yeah, we'll do this. Possibly get our momentum up. And we roll with supplies, which is awesome, and we get a strong hit. We may choose 2. So, we're going to prepare. So we'll get +1 when we undertake a journey, and we're going to take 1 momentum. Awesome. So we are going to undertake a journey. This is going fantastically. We're going to roll plus wits. We get a +1, +1 W. We get a +1 from the preparing that we did last night, and we get a weak hit. On a weak hit, we reach the waypoint, but we suffer -1. And did I give the progress from that last one? No, I didn't. We get boom, boom, and we get boom, boom, and we suffer a supply. So we could try and conclude this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's ask the Oracle and see what our waypoint is. We are at a location. We are at a grove. So I think we stopped. Kind of like up in here. And we'll just shoot straight down. So we can make camp one more time. So let's do our moves. We will make a camp. And then we'll make our last bit of journey in the morning. We got an opportunity. So we make our camp, and I'm going to take 1 momentum. And what is the opportunity? What happens when we make this camp? I feel like the opportunity is one of the members of the group who saw me trying to help the man with a broken leg, who saw me get back the pendant, who saw how much I care about everybody and how, like, the stuff I'm going through to help them. Even though I couldn't heal the broken leg, he saw that I tried. But I feel like he breaks out a deck of cards and we all play and we have a great time. And this dude is slowly becoming friends with us. So we have to ask the Oracle. And we'll say it's a 50-50 chance. Is the man who becomes our friend, is he the man who broke his leg? Let's see. 50-50 chance. Is it the man with the broken leg? Yes, the man with the broken leg. He's becoming our friend. He's super into us. But yeah, he's thankful that we tried to help him and give him a boner. But what is this man's name? Let's find that out. His name is Reese. So Reese is a raider. Ooh. So I think he went on raids where he attacked elves and giants, but now that he sees that we're friends with these elves, he feels a little guilty about it. And he is strong and stealthy. Wow, he's a good ally to have. And he's very, very demanding. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to make a move. And what we're going to do, we're going to forge a bond. We're going to see if we can forge a bond with Reese. When you spend a significant time with a person or community, stand together to face hardships or make sacrifices for their cause, you can attempt to create a bond. When you do roll plus heart. Okay, so I will roll plus heart. And that is a strong hit. Take +1 spirit, which I can't do because I'm full. And +2 momentum. So we are maxed out at 10 momentum. And we have forged a new bond. We are going to put this up to 4, giving us our first tick mark. And we are going to add a bond with Reese. And Reese is from Swordwatch. And he is strong, stealthy, and demanding. Reese often went on raids to push back against the scourge of Firstborn, who hindered the progress of the Ironlanders. Scourge. After meeting Eos and seeing his love for elves and Ironlanders alike, this is something Reese has come to regret. Eos oh yeah, that sucks. It's already snowy where you are. It's not snowy here yet. It's getting there though. It's getting down there. Eos helped his friends greatly and tried to heal his leg, only to turn him on. Awesome. So that is Reese, our good friend Reese. So now that we've done that, let's look at our progress. Wait, we just made camp. We get to pick 2 things, don't we? So, when it comes to camping, I don't think we can take much. We get to take 2. We don't have anything down. We can't take momentum. We're already full, but we can take +1 for undertaking a journey. So we're going to undertake our last piece of the journey with rolling wits and a +1, and we get a strong hit. And we are going to reach Greyfields. We can conclude that, and we do indeed reach Greyfield. and we come across these elves and we see them. I think that we are going to try and get... Well, first off, let's make some progress. Because listen, the Swordwatch citizens, we've made a bond with one of them. We help them reach the elves. I think that's a waypoint right there. So, I'm going to go to these elves and I'm going to say, I'm going to tell them, I have to compel for this. I'm going to try to compel these men to wait behind and let me go in first. I'm going to do that with +1 because I share a bond with one of them. And there are also members of Swordwatch. I share a bond with all of them in a way. But especially the one, Reese, the raider. So I'm going to say, I know how to deal with elves. You stay here and let me deal with them. And it's a weak hit. I don't want to burn that to make that a strong hit. So I think, oh, what's his name? This man. Oh, I think did I delete that? Or no, it's in here. I just didn't put it because it's not. I think I'll probably build a bond with him after this is over. But I have to scroll up to find it. That's back. Kyvan. Kyvan says, I'll wait here. But I think you might want to send one person with me. But Reese is coming with you to make sure that you don't try and betray us, you friend of elves. Right now he's far too obsessed with his hatred of elves to fully trust us. But he's starting to trust us more and more. So, at this point, I'm going to go to the elves, and I'm going to gather information. I'm going to say... Well, I think as soon as I walk up, they pull their bows. And I say, I am not a danger to you, firstborn. I just came to clear up a misunderstanding. As I understand, recently you had a battle with some Ironlanders. I just want to know what happened. So I'm going to see if they're going to tell me what happened. Okay, I got a weak hit. On a weak hit, the information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Envision what you discover. Take +1 momentum. Alright. So I think it's pretty clear what we discover. They say. Yeah, we killed that dirty Ironlander. And if you don't back up and get away from our home, we'll kill you too. You Ironlanders come in here and destroy our land, take our land away from us. We don't care about you Ironlanders, and you're lucky we're letting you walk away. We lost some of our men, but once we build up our forces, we'll be coming to find you, mind that. All of us firstborn are going to get together, and we are going to wipe out you so-called Ironlanders, and we're going to take the Ironlands back. So this guy, these elves that we found at Greyfield, they are not looking for peace. They could have started that confrontation with his brother. So even though we don't like to kill, I think the only way we're going to satiate this conflict between Swordwatch and Thornbrook is to kill these men. So we're going to go back, tell them what we learned, and then we're going to enter the fray. And I think how are we going to enter the fray determines who's in control. If you are, face off against your foe, roll hard. So I think with courage, we all just run into screaming, ah, and we're going to just charge in like a madman. And we rolled a miss. What happens on a miss? On a miss, combat begins with you at disadvantage. Pay the price. Your foe has initiative. Oh, man. I think we're going to burn momentum. We're burning our momentum to make that a strong hit. But we get +2 momentum for a strong hit. We get +2 momentum and we have initiative. And this is going to be a new fight. This is the battle of Swordwatch versus Greyfield. And this is only troublesome. Why is it only troublesome? Because we have the citizens of Swordwatch with us. We have a hunter with us. We have a raider with us. These men are slightly combat hardened, maybe not as much so as we are. And the Greyfield people are combat hardened, but it's a pretty even matchup. They lost some men. We don't have all of Swordwatch. We just have a select few. But I think it's not going to be that big of a struggle. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're just going to strike. We're going to strike hard, strike fast, no mercy. Cobra Kai. I'm going to draw my bow. And what bonuses do I have to my bow? When I secure an advantage by taking a moment to aim, I will do that. I will secure an advantage. Let's secure an advantage before we go in. And I'm going to aim my shot. I'm going to roll plus wits. And I think I might get a +1. Do I? I should look at that first. Add +1, yes. So secure an advantage. Wits +1. And we get a weak hit. Alright, so weak hit. Take +1 momentum. That's fine with me. So, now we are going to strike. We lined up our shot. Or no, we didn't line up our shot. We trusted our instincts. Our instincts tell us to fire. We shoot our bow. And we get a weak hit. So we fire our shot. We inflict our harm. So we see one of these men. And we fire and we hit him right in the chest. And he drops dead. And now one of the men of Greyfield has been felled. And we make progress in our battle. But now we've struck the first blow. And I feel like there's one of the men from the village, or from this small elven settlement, were off maybe hunting or foraging, and they hear this battle going on, and they kind of come up out of the bushes, and they charge at me, and I see them, and I turn, and I'm going to clash with this man here. I'm going to roll to attack him, and I get a strong hit. On strong hit, inflict your harm and choose one. And I'm going to I inflict my harm. I can either inflict another harm. Oh wait, I inflicted my harm, which means I actually did 6 damage on that, so that's pretty good. Because I'm attacking with a deadly weapon, which means I do 2 harm to a troublesome foe, which is 6 damage. Wow. So I already do 3 damage. But I also get to choose one of these things. I either get to get more damage off, or I can take momentum. I think I'm going to take momentum. Get up to +6. At this point, I feel like I came in and I shot one of them, and then another one ran at me. I shot him. I'm sure Reese came in and he's a strong dude. I feel like he has like a great sword, and he's just cleaving people. And is it Kanan? Kanan? K something? Caven. Caven just comes in, and he's shooting people with bows. I think at this point we can conclude this battle. We got a weak hit. What does that mean? What does that tell us? I think it doesn't tell us any good stuff. End the fight. Weak hit as above, but you also choose one. I can endure harm, endure stress. Victory is short-lived. A new danger or foe appears, or an existing danger worsens. Suffer cloud damage. Something of value is lost or broken, or someone important must pay the cost. You'll pay for it. An objective falls out of reach. Others won't forget. You are marked for vengeance. So I think that we end the fight. But when we do, the one elf who we were talking to when we first arrived, let's find out what his name is. Sutahi. Sutahi, the elf. We're gonna make a note of him. We're gonna make a handout. Sutahi. He has escaped. So escaped elf from the battle of Greyfield, who swore to kill all Ironlanders. So we won the battle, but Sutahi escaped. So he might become a problem later. At this point, I think we will make progress again. We will attempt to fulfill our iron vow to defend Thornbrook from the Swordwatch citizens. So let's go to moves. And we're going to do this from in here. We are going to fulfill your vow. So, let's see. Let's see what happens. We got 9. That is a miss. On Mr. Quest is undone. Envision what happens. Let's see. Work over ensure and choose one. You recommit, clear all but one failed progress, and raise the quest rank by 1. If not already epic. You give up, forsaken iron vow. I don't want to forsake this vow. But what happened? Your quest is undone? I say. We've done a great deal. I think your brother is avenged. And I think Caven looks at me and says, your vow is not fulfilled. That elf, the one who escaped, he vowed to kill all Ironlanders. He cannot be left alive. And my character, I think knows this, that as long as he's alive, that this will never truly be over. So at this point, we're back to square one, because now we have to track him down. So at this point, I think we gather information. So we're going to search around and see if we can find him. So we're going to roll. Search for him on strong hit. So find something specific. So we find a trail. and we found he was wounded. We found a blood trail. We get +2 momentum. So our momentum's getting back up there. And I think now that we found him, we can make progress. Pretty safe to say. So, boom, boom, boom. All right. Now, let us. I feel like where would he go? I feel like he knows this area. So let's ask the Oracle and find a location. He goes to a fort. Is this fort populated? Yes. If he's going to a fort that's populated, it's likely populated by elves. Is this populated by elves? No, it's not an elven fort. We're going to say it's unlikely. Is this fort populated by giants? Yes. That makes our lives a little bit more difficult because now he's traveled to these giants and he says, my fellow firstborn, the Ironlanders, they seek to wipe us out. They killed my village and now they've come here to kill you. And he's going to lie to these giants, and as we come running up, these giants are coming to fight us. And this is an elven fort battle, or a giant fort battle. So we are going to do Sword Watch versus giant fort. And this is giants we're dealing with. And it's a fort of giants. Now, I know this is just a troublesome quest, and I have a bunch of people with me, but still, I think this is going to be a dangerous encounter. This is going to be a problem. So we'll completely clear that. We can modify this and get rid of it. But I'm going to mark progress because we found him. We know where he is. That's a failure. Oh my. Should be like there. Oopsies. Have I been tracking my failures? I know I had like that, and then I had one. Just one since then. There's our failures. So. Wait. Did I clear that? And then I've been, ugh. So, I had one, and then I got 4. When I tracked him. And then another 3. So now I have to battle with these elves, or these giants, and I'm going to try to compel. I'm going to say, brothers of Swordwatch, these men, or these giants, are not your enemy. It is the elf we want. I'm going to try and convince them to spare their lives. Do so with heart. Wait, I should have had it +1. Which still makes it a weak hit. So on weak hit, as above, but they ask something in return. Envision what they ask. They said. So they say, we will spare them, but if a single giant kills one of our men, well, then we will not hesitate to kill them. So, if a giant fells and kills one of the Swordwatch civilians or settlers, then they won't hesitate to kill the giants. So, which is fair. Which is fair. But I am going to enter the fray. I'm going to enter the fray with heart as we go charging into these giants. And you get a bonus. And that is a strong hit. A strong hit. 2 momentum. We are back up to 10 and we have initiative. So I am going to run up and this elf is trying to get inside the fort and I'm just going to fire my bow at him. And I draw back and I get a weak hit. I will do that. I get my harm. So let's go progress. I'll delete that. So I get 6. Because that is what I do. So I shoot him. I go as he's trying to. I feel like he runs inside and there's a ladder up to the top of the wall, and he's climbing the ladder to try and get away. He's an archer, so he wants to get on top so he can fire down on my soldiers. And I see him climbing up the ladder, and I pull back and I just shoot him right in the back of the thigh to try and prevent him from getting away. And he kind of like slightly falls off, and now he's just holding onto the ladder with one arm. But at this point, I feel like a giant is coming up to me, and I have to defend myself. And I don't want to kill him, so I am going to make a... Where's my stuff? Oh, there it is. Was it there the whole time, and was I just not seeing it? Maybe. I am going to clash with this giant who's running at me. So, there's a miss. I can burn momentum and make a weak hit, but I don't think I want to. Your outmatched must pay the price. So, I think pay the price is easy. Or wait, I don't do as much damage because this is... I only do 4 damage because this is a dangerous fight. And I think he's just going to do 2 damage to me. Is what's going to happen. Because this giant comes at me and he just... I don't even think he's armed. He just has a massive giant fist and he just pop! He just punches me. I feel like when he... This is a giant, so when he punches me, I go flying like 10 feet. I just fly backwards. And land in like a pile of... We'll go with hay. A pile of hay that they were using to feed. I feel like they have oxen at this giant fort, which they munch on. But they have a group of oxen that they keep, and eventually they'll eat one every so often. So I land in this pile of hay, and I didn't. It hurt pretty bad. It hurt pretty bad. But at this point, I need to suffer. I need to endure harm. And I roll and get a strong hit. Shake it off. If your health is greater than 0, suffer -1 in momentum. Exchange for 1 health. So I'm going to go back down to 9. And I'm going to go back up to 4 health. Alright, so at this point, I am going to clash with this giant again. I'm going to try and get him off me so I can focus on this elf who has now maintained his spot on the ladder and has become climbing again slowly since his leg is wounded. So I am going to fire, and I missed. I could burn this for a weak hit. I don't want a weak hit. I want at least a strong hit if I'm going to burn 9 momentum for it. So I'm going to take another hit as this giant just bears down on me. He's just going to double hammer fist down on top of me. And I'm just laying in this pile of hay, and I'm going to endure harm once again from this giant just hammering down on me. Ooh, I got an opportunity. So I think my opportunity is that he hammers on me and he raises his hands to hammer again, but I roll out of the hay. And I get to make a clash. I'm going to do so with +1 because I got an opportunity. and he thinks I'm just buried in the hay, like he knocked me deep in the hay. I think that's what happened. He hit me and knocked me far down in the hay thing, and then I was able to like slip away, and now I can clash with a +1 because he does not see me. And I get a strong hit, so I'm able to deal my damage. I get to do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get initiative back. So I shoot this giant in the back of his knee, and he drops down to 1 knee wounded. I think also, my men are doing fine. I got a good advantage, and my men are doing good. So I have the initiative. So I am going to fire my bow. Where is strike? I'm going to fire my bow. Actually, let's line up our shot. Secure an advantage with edge and +1. That is a miss, but I can burn my momentum and get a strong hit, which is what I think I'm going to do. We go back down to 2 momentum and we get a strong hit. A strong hit, we take control. Add +1. Or take 2 momentum. We're going to get a +1 on our strike. So, and also get something else from our assets, I think. Take +1 momentum on a strong hit. So we get +1 momentum, and we get +1 on our strike. So we are going to strike with edge and a +1. That is a weak hit. On a weak hit, we inflict our harm, but we lose initiative. So we shoot him. He's getting up the ladder. We shoot him kind of like in the side as he's climbing up. But now he's at the top of the ladder, and he's just going to draw his bow, and he's going to fire at us. So we are going to face danger as we have to avoid this incoming arrow. So we roll to face danger with edge, and we get a miss. You fail. Your progress is undetermined by a dramatically and costly turn of events. Pay the price. So we are going to drop down to 0 health, and we are going to endure harm, which might not be so good. Wait, we didn't endure harm from last time. Oops. Oh, wait. Let's roll this. Or wait. Roll with not health. Roll with iron and that. So a weak hit. On a weak hit, we press on. We pressed on. And I gotta roll for the other one because I think we didn't do that before. We need a +2 because we just took 2 damage. Oh, strong hit. So we should have. We'll take a momentum. We forgot to roll it after we took the damage from the double hammer fist. Alright, so it's a miss. So I think we got a clash with him. We're going to fire back at him. Roll our edge. And we got miss. Outmatch must pay the price. We fire at him and miss, but then he fires back. And is that what happens? Does he hit us again? Sounds like a good way for us to die if he does. No, I think at this point, I think he fires at. He fires at Reese. Reese has made his way up the ladder to get the elf. a different ladder, and he's running over to him with the sword, and this elf, what's his name? Sudahi. Sudahi the elf turns and sees Reese coming towards him. He fires and he shoots Reese, and Reese is badly wounded. At this point, I am going to turn the tide. Once per fight, when you risk it all, you may steal initiative for your foe to make a move, not a progress move. When you do, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. So I'm going to secure an advantage. I think I'm going to do it with charm, loyalty, and courage, because I see my friend drop, and it just fills me with anger and courage, and I need to save him. So I just scream a battle cry and kind of invigor all of my allies. I'm going to roll his heart with a +1. And hold on. Let me do something. How loud is that? Well, that's good. That's good. I should have done that earlier. I secured an advantage with an opportunity. So I think the opportunity is, even though Reese is badly injured, he rises to the occasion, and he's ready to fight. He hasn't been felled completely. He is invigorated by my battle cry, and he gets back up. So now, I think I'm able to clash. I'm going to clash with Edge. I'm going to fire my shot at him. I get a weak hit. Inflict your harm, then pay the price. So paying the price doesn't particularly, or dealing harm doesn't help me. I think that I fire, and Reese is up there. Do I shoot Reese? Do I accidentally shoot Reese? I'm gonna ask the Oracle, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Oracle? Wait, let's just get moves, pay the price. Hey Oracle, what happens? It is stressful. So I see all these people getting hurt around me. I just get stressed out. So I take stress damage. Let's try and compel. Let's try and pacify these giants. This is going to be difficult. But we're going to say, listen to me, giants. I am a friend of the Firstborn. That's why I told my men not to harm you. But this man, this elf, is evil and hinders my attempts to make peace between Firstborn and Ironlander. This is a strong hit. And I think that they kind of they believe me. Because even when the one elf was beaten on me, I shot him in the leg and then I left him be. And my men have been listening to me, and they haven't been killing any of these giants. They've all been aiming at legs and trying to avoid conflict with them as much as possible. So they believe me. So for a moment, they stop and kind of think about it, and that gives me a chance to end the fight, as I am going to draw my bow I'm going to aim it at the elf whom I wish to take out. And oh my goodness, there's a complication on a double 10. I rolled double 10s. Alright, so I pull back the shot. What happens? A weak hit as above. Is the fight over and I've lost? Let's see. The situation worsens. Alright. So I fire and I miss. And I think what happens is a group of giants who are out on like patrol return back to see this battle, and they come in and they just start wrecking havoc. I think and the fight is just over. The fight is over and I've lost. I have to pay the price. So the situation worsens. So either the battle starts back up, or the giants just come in and wreak havoc and kill or knock out all of my allies. Let's ask the Oracle. Does the fight start back up? No. Do the giants just come in and wreck everybody? Yes, that is what happens. Alright. So these giants, I kind of convinced them that we're allies. So I'm going to say it is unlikely that they kill anybody. Or it's unlikely that they kill certain people. Let's say 50-50. Do the giants kill someone? No, the giants don't kill anybody. They take us all captive. And I probably get knocked out. Do I get knocked out? Let's just say 50-50. No, so I'm captured without being knocked out. And that seems fair. So I lost the fight, but they didn't knock me out. They just put me in chains. Did they capture the elf? I think it's likely. Yes, they did. They captured the elf as well because he came out of nowhere and he said that the Ironlanders wanted to kill them next. And then I came in and all of my actions went directly against what he said. So they arrested him as well. And I think that there's going to be a case. They're going to sit everyone down and they're going to question everybody. And I'm going to try to compel them to let us go and to execute the elf. So at this point I can take away the progress of the battle with the giant fort. So let us try and compel these guys. We're going to change up this music. So I'm going to make my case. I'm going to tell them everything that happened. Tell them this elf has been murdering Ironlanders and swears to kill them all. And that I know that the giants and the Ironlanders don't get along, but I seek to build peace. I'm going to try and see if I can convince them. And I get a weak hit. On a weak hit as above, but they ask something of you in return. So we are going to find out what that is. So the first thing we have to do is we have to mark progress on our quest. We're going to try and defend Thornbrook from the Swordwatch citizens, because as they agree with I agreed to the thing that they asked me to do, and we're going to get to that. But they let us go, and they execute the elf who has lied to them. How many failures should we get? 1, 2. I have 3 more failures on here because we've been getting a lot of that. So we are going to fulfill our promise. Let's do that. Quest move. Fulfill your vow. You're going to roll. We got 10. 19. A 10. We got 10. That is a strong hit. On a strong hit, your quest is completed. Awesome. So, we get +1 experience, which can be spent to level up our character. We need a little bit more, though. Then we clear this. That is done. Clear that. We have completed our vow to defend Thornbrook from the Swordwatch citizens. Message manager. Wait, if you're letting me know. You sent me a message, but I don't know what it means. Alright. So that is awesome. But first off, let us forge a bond. Because we fulfilled our vow and we helped Caven. So I think that we might be able to form a bond with him, and we do. So we take +2 momentum, and we take 1 spirit. And we can go to our bonds. We can add another bond onto here. Now at 5, we have a bond with Haven. He is from Swordwatch. Haven once hated elves, but Yos showed him that firstborns can be trusted in the battle at Fort. I feel like we need a name. So we're going to ask the oracles. We're just going to get a theme. Deception. No, I don't like that. Fort Northwinds, because it's direction. Fort Northwind. When giants sided with them and avenged his brother's death. And he was jealous. Jalouse. Jalouse. He was jealous, and what was he? Let's see if we can find him. There's Reese. He was jealous, obsessed, hunter. Awesome. So what did they ask us to do? So I think what they ask us to do is there's a settlement around here that was causing them problems. Settlement's name? Ravenmount. So Ravenmount is expanding and causing them problems, and they ask us to help them stop the expansion of Ravensmount. So that's going to be our first place that we have to do. So go to our summary. We are going to swear an iron vow. Let's go to moves first. We're going to swear an iron vow to the giants to help them to stop the expansion of Ravenmount. Where is it? Let's roll to forge that bond. That's a strong hit. We can get +2 momentum, and we get our spirit back up to max. So, on our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. What was I doing? Oh yeah, bonds. Or no. We got a new vow. I think it's just a troublesome one. Stop Ravenmount from expanding towards Fort Northwind. All right. That works. Got our bond. We got our next quest. Seems pretty good. Pretty good. What else? Was there anything else I had to do here? I do want to sojourn. When you spend time in a community seeking assistance, roll +heart. If you share a bond, add +1. So I'm in this community, and I share a bond with many of the people here, so I'm going to roll +1. That's a strong hit. They're going to help me clear my wounds. Wait. A strong hit, you and your allies may choose 2 from the categories below. So we're going to recover. We're going to take 2 health. Still kind of hurt. And take 2 momentum, gets back up to 10. I'm going to try and heal my wounds. myself, which is probably a bad idea. Ooh, that's a weak hit. On a weak hit, as above, but you suffer 1 supply or 1 momentum. I'll suffer 1 momentum, and I receive... I get plus 2 health, so I get back up to 4. So I'm at 4 health, 4 supply, 5 spirit. Let's mark things on the map. Close out of that. So now we go to our journal, the legend. So 4 was Greyfield. And 5 is going to be Fort Northwind. And 6 is going to be Raven? Ravenmount. Alright, so and the Ravenmount will probably be up here on this hill, right there. Awesome. So yeah, I think that'll probably be like a little troublesome journey. I think that is about it for our episode today. I'm going to take a break, get some food, and then I might go play Overwatch with Savannah. I'm surprised she didn't show up to the stream. But yeah, that was fun. Big fan of Ironsworn. It'd be pretty cool to play this multiplayer, which you can do. Yeah. Thank you, Pointless, for watching and helping me out with some suggestions. And I will see you all later.